Once upon a time, there was a woman named Clara, who owned a large farm on the outskirts of a small town. Clara was known for her aversion to animals, especially cats. She believed that cats were dirty and useless creatures, and this deeply bothered her. One day, Clara was going through a particularly tough time in her life. She was facing financial troubles, her relationship was falling apart, and the pressure was mounting. In her distress, she had a cruel and vengeful idea. Clara decided to capture 35 sickly kittens that had been abandoned by their mother in the town. She placed them in a box and took them to a dense forest located a few kilometers from her farm. Clara was convinced that she would never hear about those cats again, and that she had finally taken her revenge on them. What Clara didn't know, however, was that one of the town's residents was a retired judge named Benjamin, who was a huge animal lover, especially of cats. Benjamin had a special intuition when it came to helping the defenseless. He heard about Clara's cruel act and decided to investigate. Benjamin began asking questions in the town, and with the help of some witnesses, he managed to trace the whereabouts of the ailing kittens. He spent hours in the forest, searching for them until he finally found them, hungry, dehydrated, and frightened. He took care of them, fed them, and brought them to his home, where the kittens began to recover under his loving care. Meanwhile, news of Clara's cruel act had spread throughout the town, and people were shocked and outraged. Retired Judge Benjamin, using his legal expertise, decided that Clara needed to be held accountable for her actions. He gathered evidence and, with the help of the community, brought the case to trial. Clara was summoned to appear before the court, where Judge Benjamin was presiding. She was visibly nervous as the townspeople gathered to show their support for the cats, and their displeasure with Clara's cruelty. Judge Benjamin looked deep into Clara's eyes and said, "You displayed a cold and cruel heart by abandoning these kittens in the forest. Now, it's my turn to give you a taste of your own medicine." He sentenced Clara to serve 350 hours of community service at the town's animal shelter, caring for sick and injured cats. Clara, forced to face the consequences of her cruel actions, began working at the animal shelter. As the months passed, she witnessed firsthand the suffering and pain that the sick cats endured. Gradually, her hardened heart began to soften, and she started to care for the cats she was looking after. As Clara dedicated herself to her community service, she also learned a valuable lesson about empathy and redemption. She became an advocate for animal rights and spent her time helping to care for and protect the cats she had once despised. The story of Clara and the 35 sick kittens became a reminder for everyone in the town about the importance of compassion and responsibility. And thanks to Judge Benjamin's actions, a cruel act was transformed into an opportunity for redemption and love for animals.